Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another awesome match of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament. Swiss round number 5. Today we show to you Ellendar versus Eunos. Our commentary for today is Thorwolf. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'm looking forward to seeing Ellendar and Eunos have a good race here, 2-2. So this does affect some seeding, but they're both going to be in the bracket round. They had kind of met up earlier in the tournament. There's a quad race, but they were racing different opponents. And in that, Ellendar actually came out top, winning against all four, but his opponent wasn't Eunos at the time. We'll see how Ellendar does today. Veteran Zelda 2 player, though.
So you're saying this will be an awesome match?
I'm hoping so. We'll see what the seed does for them. We got starting town. And it is Rudo. I mean, it's nice to know it's there, but not much you can do unless you actually care about getting the hints. Probably just wait see if you get a trophy by chance. Alright, XP is nice. No complaints about that. Get that first life level out of the way for Eunos. Is that a river to, like, nothing? The overworlds in this are always so funny. Nice. A border river. Boulder blocked cave. Gonna need a hammer for that. Maybe someday. Oh, that's a pretty nice experience from that guy. There is the grass tile, which I guess had the raft. Huzzah. One of the required items, just straight up always required. Then we got a lot of towns. Backside of Saria. What about this one? Raru, free spell. The old woman knows nothing. The Bagoo clone knows nothing. One more possible hint person in this town. Ellendar gonna get the life refill, which is, it's there. And let's see. Eunos is basically following in the same footsteps. We'll see what our first free spell is. Thunder and Reflect required. Fairy often required, but not always. But it's almost always required in some fashion. Get you through key doors. So yeah, they got that. And off they go. Another palace. 3 or 6. So seeing the backside of Saria, Ellendar did check out the little forest tile on the off chance that maybe it's Bagoo, but there are a lot of these. So it's kind of a needle in a haystack if you want to try to find Bagoo. And we got the Heart Container Cave. Palace 4 was also in the west. Eunos is actually going inside. Interesting. So sometimes the randomizer likes to be a jerk. And in those cases, it puts a required spell item for Reflect inside Palace 4. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes it's a jerk. Wow, okay. So, what Eunos learned in 4 is that if you have Reflect, the boss is free. Which is kind of rare for 4. Usually you at least see one of those little lava pit dead ends, but guess not today. We're gonna ferry through Saria. Yeah, ferry castable at Magic 1 is kind of... well, it's nice, we'll say that. Not something you always expect to happen, though. We haven't seen a hint yet, unless I missed one in Raru. Enemies dropping their P bags and whatnot. Our second free spell will be what? Always looking for that Thunder Reflect, or maybe a fire that's paired with Thunder Reflect. Yes. Alright, Thunder. That's kind of interesting. Reflect actually would have been really nice given 4. Yeah, we're getting all the required stuff out of the way. This is kind of strange. Alright. So, we did see that this is 3. Ellendar's still doing overworld stuff, which, you know, there's free stuff. Oh, yeah, there's some unpleasant stuff going on in this palace. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, ferrying through is definitely the thing. Eunos knows what he's doing there. Finding a glove block is what he's doing. Medicine Cave had, you know, just magic. Nothing wrong with some magic. Nice. Eunos can cheat the key door at the bottom of the elevator. Well, he could if the game decided to be nice and drop a red jar, but... Alright, now he can cheat this door. You see a door, you go up, you go down, goodbye door. There's still one more glove-blocked room in this palace that could ruin Eunos' day here. Oh. Oh, that... okay, that works. So Ellendar gonna get downstab? Probably. Because why not? You can learn where medicine is. Good stuff. Levels are coming along nicely. Can't complain about that. And Eunos done, you know, having some fun in some palaces, decides to, you know, clear out all this overworld. There's a lot of caves. I did appreciate that rock. That was a solid rock on the road there. I also like this left little nonsense area. Nope, you gotta need boots to get up the left side. Interesting. So pass through. So I really don't like go east hints. It really tells you not much. But that's where the medicine is. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a good River Devil. They're so rare. Ellendar doesn't care about Death Mountain. Just wandering the world here. Raft tile, but when you're still missing a lot of just free caves in the west, you kind of want to go in and find those. East is far, far more dangerous than the west. Although with downstab, it's not terrible. Oh. Eunos actually did find that good. Huh. Oh. I guess that saves the fairy cast. Those are the best hints, Toaster. I mean, what would you do without that hint? Oh, I don't know that Ellendar saw that the boulder was free in Death Mountain, but Eunos definitely did. There's some silly cave nonsense. That boulder block cave in the far northwest is kind of silly. Just a little bit. Down stab is best stab. Stab everything. I mean, why wouldn't the hammer hint be there? Oh. Okay. We have the down stabs for everybody. Ellendar kind of prioritized attack 4 a little bit. I mean, now going back and getting those levels. If I'm not mistaken, we're missing one more item cave. I've seen 2 boulder blocked caves. But trophy, magic container, and P-bag cave. Well, there's one of them. So, P-bag cave was the last accessible cave. Otherwise, Ellendar's just gonna have to go east if he doesn't want to dip into some palaces. And Eunos right on his heels, so... Magic key is an interesting find. I mean, you could go into palaces, but... Eunos has already seen that 3 has a glove blocked, right? And they don't have reflect for 4. I don't know that we saw the third. I know Ellendar saw the third palace, but I didn't catch what it was. Okay. I'm gonna catch when Eunos decides to go into it. So at this point, I guess you sail. Right? Maybe? What is Ellendar looking for at this point? Did he not see the second boulder blocked cave? Or he might not have seen 4. Might be looking for that palace. Yep. Eunos gets his thunder. What is this seed gonna do when they go to the east, though? That's the question. I would appreciate them sailing east and finding a boot block. That would amuse me. I wonder if Eunos is going to clear 5. Can. There's nothing saying you can't clear 5 right now. You got the fairy spell, you got the magic key. I would not be surprised to see him just go ahead and do that. Yeah, I don't think Ellendar saw these palaces, or at least he's going into it. Yeah, he did. But he's going into them now, I guess, to take a peek. Why not? Diving this is much, much easier with downstab than no downstab. Alright. The one good thing about going into palaces is you get a lot of experience in here. The big enemies, they usually drop a lot. So if it's early on, you can get some levels just out of the way. If the experience rolls are kind. And if P-Bag's dropping. And, well, Ellendar's gonna see some disappointment in this place. The levels are pretty similar right now. It's just a little behind experience-wise, but it's nothing major. Yeah, Ellendar has found the outside dead end that Eunos found, so now the question is, where's that third path in this palace? It could be left down here. Sometimes the palace likes to make you go left to go right. Another option is it's just all glove blocked, and that would be a little sad. And Eunos is probably going to be in 5 for a while, since there's no quick Guma. I mean, they don't really have a lot of utility spells right now either. Okay, well, yeah, you can't do anything in 3. It's all just glove blocked, so that's kind of disappointment. Ellendar's probably going to go to the raft tile at this point. The one thing Ellendar could have done is go into 4 for the item, which... that's kind of a play you don't want to make. Probably just hoping for a nice, easy something in 3. Plus, that gives the knowledge that when you find that other 3/6, it's 6, and you don't want to go in there, probably. Although you have everything to beat 6. You got the fairy spell, you got a magic key. So it's very possible to beat it. First look at the east, huh? The east is swamp, more swamp, couple more swamp, a little more swamp, and bubbles of doom. And the one town that's kind of irrelevant at the moment because you don't have a child. Yep, just, you know, Legions of Swamp. Seems about right. Guma! Eunos has not found the item in 5 now, but he has found the boss. Having some fun. Attack 4, life 4, no extra hearts, no means of healing yourself. Die in a single hit. Yep, that's Guma. Guma was a little bit deep, I think, so yeah. The one good thing about the East is the 500-point bags, which Ellendar is gladly accepting. Another town. So the funny thing about the marsh encounters is if you don't have jump, the only thing you can do, if you have the magic, is cast Fairy and pick up a 1-up. That's about it. Not getting the red jar. I guess just kind of going into the town, but it's not a town that's friendly. I'm guessing, Eunos, is he going back to Guma or is he looking for the item? I think he's going back to Guma? Question mark. Black. Spells, spell, spell, spell. Yay. So of spells that exist, the spell is 1. It unlocks 1 item, and that's its entire purpose, unless you like turning things into bots. That's about it. Or making the big bots weaker. That's what it does too. Well, you haven't missed much. We're still kind of in the early exploratory phases. The game gave us a lot of required stuff early, but there's still a lot to do. A lot of gems to place, some spells to find, some items to find. And yeah, it looks like Eunos is just going straight back to Gooma. Peabag Cave in the east. But you don't want a game over. That's a little sad. I don't think Ellendar saw any palaces while over in the east, so no place to up A and get health back. Dripper enemy? I think that there's a couple people. I'm here. We're watching Zelda 2 Randomizer by Digshake. Yeah, there's not much to say at the moment. We'll see how Eunos' fight against Gooma goes here. Attack 4 is just rough. Alright. You can survive 2 hits. I thought it was just 1, but I guess he was down a sliver of health. So there's a chance. Come on. Take out that Gooma. Gooma generally the hardest boss of the game outside of Grand Palace. At least he hits hard. And sometimes you just get hit by him. It's a sad thing. He's a bit of a jerk. Eunos is kind of wailing into him though. Ah, there you go. Goodbye to the big jerk. It's always nice to get him out of the way. Now, you just gotta hope that the item in 5 isn't something required now. Ellendar taking those pass-through caves. 1-ups are pretty useful too. We're looking for... New Casino would be convenient. Nibiru for a spell, you know, more items would not be remiss. Interesting. Eunos is having some good times in this palace. Looks like we're not done with this palace yet. There's an item to find. The hardest to beat. So, if you don't have downstab, Rebanek is kind of a pain. If he's really high health and you're really low attack and resources, oh wow. Eunos got a glove, by the way. In P5. A required glove, so yay. But as far as sheer damage he can do to you, Gooma's probably the worst. He could be the biggest jerk. The thing about something like Thunderbird is by the time you get to Thunderbird, you're already prepared. You've played the whole seed. Now, if you're playing something strange like 0 gems, so you're just going straight into fight Thunderbird with nothing, that can be a bit rough, just because of how long it takes. But yeah, Gooma's pretty bad. But I probably have more trouble with Rebo if I don't have downstab. Boots. Boots are made for walking. Arena or Majora? I have played both of those games once. Basically full cleared them when I played them as an adult. My childhood was The Legend of Zelda and this game. Because after the Nintendo, we went for the Genesis. Okay, so Ellendar in P2. That's Palace. It's kind of poking around. Oh, you know, Ellendar got those boots, so Water Tile is totally accessible. You know, survivability. The problem for Ellendar is going to be that glove in 5. That's just going to be the worst. It kind of depends also on what the spell items are about. If Reflect is free, that bodes very poorly for Ellendar. If Reflect is blocked by spell item in 4 or Death Mountain, that would help out the cause, just because Eunos is going to end up having to find 50 million items here. I don't know that... Have we seen 2 free palaces in the east? I don't think so, not yet. We saw 2, but 1, 6, and GP have not been seen, if I'm not mistaken. Nice. You know, it's all about that fighting blue itself alive. Okay, so we did find 6. Okay. So the odds of Flute being required at this point. I don't know that we've seen the River Devil, but it would basically have to be the River Devil. And River Devil's typically not relevant, so... It's interesting that Ellendar's going for this. Items and wizards? I don't know about that. Well, Ellendar's back west. Can we walk on the water to the raft tile? That would be convenient. The answer to that question is yes. Cool. Boots are useful. Oh! New Kasuto is blocked by a hammer. I don't know if Ellendar has seen that, but Eunos definitely has. I mean, you never know. It's always possible another update to the randomizer comes out. Someday. Although I mentioned it, so that delays it by another 6 months, I believe. I think we're currently set for 2024. Okay, so what was this P-Bag Cave that Ellendar died in? It was a heart. Not something particularly relevant. Given that this... I think this was the P-Bag Cave Ellendar died in. Yeah. Because of the annoying little dude here at the beginning of the cave that is now dead. So Ellendar probably saw that forest tile. Maybe. Unless the game over happened before. Oh, River Devil's irrelevant. Hi, River Devil of Sadness. Alright, flute. Totally pointless. Unless you just like musical instruments. The second P-Bag Cave is... yeah, Pointless Flute. The Pointless Flute. I mean, he's got it. That's something. I mean, it may be pointless, but he picked it up. Maze Island. Ellendar's gonna try to find both these items. And also, Palace 1 is here. Would not be surprised if just full clear of P1, item and boss. Just knock it out. Then move on. Oh, swamps and bubbles are so annoying. Yeah, gonna search around the island. See if we find magic. Yeah, well, we did find magic. I would be kind of concerned about Nibiru at this point. That's the one town that has a free spell, and you can get to it somehow. Ellendar can guarantee get to it with those boots. It's somewhere. Be interesting to see what Eunos does here. Other than game over, I guess. That's the thing that can happen. East has been a little bit rough. A little bit rough. Every time you game over in the East and you go back west without Reflect is a little annoying. Because you just want to beat that 4. And Maze Island just has some items of health and magic. Palace 1 is the last opportunity for something relevant on this Maze Island. I guess in theory the magic container could be relevant if Magic Container Lady is very demanding as far as magic containers. It's always possible that she could have something required. She won't have the hammer though, which is blocking 4 items at this point. Actually, it's blocking 5 items because of the Death Mountain Boulder, too. Yeah, we're probably gonna need hammer at this point. Unless Nibiru has it, or... that's gotta be annoying. Ellendar finds the right side dead end in 1. Now all you have to do is find the left side dead end and you will be full clear. Full clear on the entire place. So we're back in 3. I think Eunos forgot what was over this way. Yeah, magic in 1. It's very rare to see the triple block fall to actually block your path. That was unexpected. If this P3 wants to be really annoying, he's going to have to go back through this room, go down and go left through the other glove block to get to either boss or item, whichever is not this way. And it looks like 3 is annoying, because this is the item. Where is the glove? The glove was in 5. So this is going to be a fun seed for Ellendar, the longer P5 gets put off. But Ellendar is going to be placing P1's gem pretty soon. Yeah, Eunos was just gonna, I guess, beat it. He'd seen a lot of the palace, so why not? Alright. We're tied in gems, at least until Eunos gets through this 3. So the thing about digging for item before Guma is sometimes when you're trying to find Guma, you just find the item. Of course, you could say the reverse too. Sometimes when you're trying to find an item, you find Guma, but I don't know if there's a right way to do that. If you find Guma like one room in, then you probably just leave unless you're forced to stay away. Alright. Ellendar has returned to the cave that had an unfortunate game over in. Not gonna be overly pleased with the items. I mean, hearts, and I guess if he goes over and finds the flute too, that's, at least you could check it off that you found them. At this point, though, I mean, 2, 4, and 6, and then Hammer Cave. That's kind of what you got. Unless you could find a brew and it has Reflect, in which case you're pretty much good. P3, though, was not an answer. Just kind of, check it off the list. You beat P3, yay. Just had a cross, which it has a use, I suppose. It's an interesting up A there. Second P-Bag Cave for Ellendar. Eyeballs are jerks, by the way. They do a lot of damage for just being a floating eyeball. I wonder where... I guess Eunos doesn't know you can walk on the water. Oh, he doesn't have the boots. Ah, that makes a lot more sense now. Piece 3 boss is Reboneck. Just kind of rides in on his horse. Old Rebo. He's not bad, unless you don't have downstep. Yeah, Eunos did just beat him. He has placed gem number 3. Oh, I appreciate when 1-ups and random nonsense ends up stuck in walls. Yeah, Eunos did pick up a cross. It is currently in his inventory. That is definitely a thing. Okay, we found a brew, and this is gonna say, is the seed totally free or is it not totally free? Just have to bribe the lady with water, because, the gentleman always brings water. And then you get rewarded by an old man. It gives you fire, which I don't know what fire does. It's life. Alright, Eunos' life refilled there when he cast it. Wish it was Reflect, but it's just a life spell. I mean, that's what you do. You just die on an item, it counts. As long as you, grab it. That's all that matters. Ellendar probably would not mind having that fire life spell. mean, fire is cheap to cast, and having that with life is convenient. Eunos knows, unfortunately, that he's going to need some sort of item to unlock a spell. Alright. P2 is a place that exists. I mean, of the options available, 2 isn't bad. It only has 2 lefts, really, unless it has a left that loops right. You're gonna have to do it anyway. Doesn't take too much longer to get the item than probably finding both right side dead ends and then boss, because that's how it goes. Ellendar went through Bonner Pass, didn't like it up there, going back. Pass-throughs in the east sometimes are just disappointments. Probably looking for the town of Nibiru at this point. Just hasn't seen it. Yeah, dead end of sadness. Just a place. Nice little desert. Maybe you retire there. Set up a hotel. Resort. Ellendar going back through. No. Decides against. And Eunos has found the fake boss room, which is always ever so fun to find. You go inside thinking, hey, I found the boss, and it's like, no, gotcha. Just go away. Find another right. And at this point, let's see if we can find some sort of item. No, we found the left dead end. So, one more dead end to find, and then Eunos will have full cleared too. As you do. Because that's what the game does. Alright, we have found the item at least. That's something. So after item, we just have to find the lovely boss. I mean, you're gonna have to find every single item in the game, so finding a pea bag isn't surprising, right? So what is Ellendar doing now? Gonna wander into 2? It does look like it. So something to make a note of is what's behind the glove block room in 2. Yeah, certain people were always yelling at me when I left pea bags behind. Pea bag. I was all about ignoring him at a certain point. Okay, so Eunos is going through the glove block. If the boss is on the other side of this, that's bad news for Ellendar. I think Eunos still has one more right side dead end. I'm not sure. And I don't know if he's seen every single path before this to where the both right side dead ends are back this way. He might have. So good news for Ellendar is that glove is not required, as Ellendar has already beaten the boss that Eunos is trying to find. Eunos just took the scenic tour around this palace. Ellendar's stay is going to be much shorter, because going that one path finding boss, he's not going to see the 2 right side dead ends. Of course, Ellendar might not appreciate the item in P2, but at least it's something you can just knock off and say, yep, found it. Alright, buddy. Yep. Those poor floating heads. Magic key is just so convenient to have. Key doors, not a problem. Don't even think about them. Yeah, those are rare helmet heads though, Toaster. But it is very convenient when he does that for you. Right, Eunos getting up to that attack 5 threshold. And is going into 6, which could be the answer. It's not great, but it could be the answer. The dungeon is very pink, yes. Barba, big fan of the color. Ellendar is doing his due diligence of finding the left dead end, though, so... Ah, nice. You know, it's just kind of check into the right. Canadian hole room. Is there anything relevant past here? This could be important. And no, it's actually not important at all. So being able to make the jump doesn't matter. Yeah. It's a bit disappointing. It also means that basically the boss can be anywhere because you have some means of dropping back to the beginning of the level. So yeah, you're probably going to end up clearing most of this place. Ellendar is on Eunos' heels here. It'll be interesting to see where the glove block rooms are. If those are relevant, Ellendar is in trouble. We already know one of them isn't, because of the Canadian hole being kind of pointless. But then there's that lava room, everyone's favorite room. Where does... Yeah, the BGT room. Alright, this is a positive sign on Eunos' side. Rebanek, you can't enter that room from the right, so this is going to be... Well, there's 3 options. Well, 4 if you count loops. Anytime you find a loop in P6, it's just a little bit sad. The suspense. Just keep going. Gotta be careful not to die. Could cast Fire Life, but... eh. Do you go back in for the item? Probably. I don't know, Eunos still has Maze Island. But he might go back into 6, just do some due diligence here, expecting the game to be a troll. Barba was no issue either. Poor Barba. Ellendar also. Now does Ellendar go back in? Yay, Fire Life. Alright, Alright, so Eunos is leaving. I mean, if I was Ellendar, I'd also be worried about... Yeah, one is Maze Island. Eunos hasn't found any of the items there yet. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, GP's in the valley. Ellendar did walk there once and ended up just upping back to start. But basically, hammer, trophy, medicine, or child. One of these items, maybe more than one of these items, if hammer blocks trophy, medicine, or child, is required. Oh wow, Ellendar takes another death to Barba. That's rough. Gonna have to take him out here. Yeah, Eunos doesn't have the boots. Well, he's going to get the boots now. But, yeah. I mean, hammer is strong possibility. And they are almost certainly going to find hammer before a spell item at this point. Just because they got 4, 6, and hammer cave, basically, for items. And one of those is a hammer. The other 2 could be the spell item. Might not. But with 5 items blocked behind hammer, it seems exceedingly likely. Third time is the charm for Ellendar. And does get the double level from boss kill plus gem, so that's cool. Yeah, Eunos is finding all this stuff that Ellendar already has that's basically irrelevant. Unless magic containers are relevant, which we could, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, Eunos' priority would be level 1. He hasn't gone to Maze Island, there's 3 items, it just makes sense to go there and do that. Then, I don't know, it might be a 4 or 6 play. Ellendar is going back into 6, so it will be interesting to see if the BGT room basically is blocking the item or not. It might be, it might not be. Eunos is going to go and check out this valley, because it could be one here. He hasn't... He's going to find GP, but it could. This is a little bit of a gamble by Ellendar here. Might feel like he has to gamble. Alright, finds the dead end. It's not exactly what you wanted. Ooh. Just doing some good work getting through that encounter. Ellendar is just finding sadness and 6 so far, but don't know. There's still the fairy right. And then some sort of weird offshoot. I think fairy right is either it, or it's going to that drop, or it goes to the BGT room and you're sad. Yeah, BGT room and you're sad. So if Ellendar goes into 5 now, which he might be doing, that'd be really good for him. If he goes to 5 and then he goes down to 3 and 4 has the item, that would also be really good for him. If he goes back east, there'd be no reason to go back east, actually. Because Ellendar's seen everything in the east. So, yeah. It's all west for Ellendar for a while. Eunos gets the fun of walking all over this maze island. Items weren't too bad to find. Depends on the route you take. Looks like Eunos is going to check the little nub and find out that, yeah, it was nothing. Alright, P5. Much better resources than Eunos had when Eunos was in here. How close is this? Can't say, actually. I mean, a P5 dig, both item and boss, takes quite a while. Ellendar's going to be here for a while. Eunos is going to knock out all of Maze Island in the time that Ellendar's walking around this 5, including P1. Then Ellendar has to do 3, and then they're basically tied at that point. 3 is a bit of work too, given the annoying thing. No, 5 does not have any glove blocks. 5 has a fairy block, and then just tons of key doors. The one thing that control you in 5 is if you don't have the fairy spell and you have to get through that one room that the game expects you to have fairy, though some people can use jump to get past it. Yeah. 3, 6, and 2 are the ones. 2 only has the one room, so it's kind of rare. 3 has 2 rooms, and given the small amount of rooms, it's typically glove blocked. Not always, but yeah. 6 has, well, 6 basically has the 2 glove blocks, because the drop glove blocked almost never is a factor because you end up on the ceiling. But there's a lot more rooms in 6, so a lot greater odds that glove is not required for 6. The one thing about 3 is, if you do go in there without glove, it's kind of a quick check. Typically, unless the game really decides to throw all the garbage at you that is not glove and then throws a glove block at you. Which, you know, sometimes does that. Yeah, that is true if you're looking for keys and key bags and whatnot, sure. But it's basically in Randomizer, nah. You don't care about glove for 5. Yeah, GP is probably by far the most likeliest to be glove blocked. There's just way too many rooms. It's a rare GP where that's not required. You know, it's just going in, dancing on ahead, moving on. That was a very quick horse head, but attack 6 will do that for you. Yeah, it can happen. If the short GP is in your favor. And if Thunderbird, I mean, Thunderbird being required or not, I don't think really would matter, but probably helps the cause to have Thunderbird not be forced. Would you like an item recap, Buzz Thunder? Is that what you're saying? It's Zelda 2 Randomizer. You need to find almost all the things, and we don't know what's blocking Reflect. Until we know what's blocking Reflect, there's still a big question of what's going on. Item recap. On your screens, you will see highlighted items that are relevant for each player. Ellendar is in P5, which has the glove. Eunos has found the item in P1, gets his magic container, realizes, okay, I need to go back and go to either 4, 6, or Hammer Cave. Fun choices. Probably gonna choose 4, I guess, because Hammer Cave sucks. No one wants to go find Hammer Cave. Yes, the water tile is just a heart container. Ellendar is getting the glove, so that's half of the 5 puzzle. Gonna have to go and find Guma now. Probably took longer than Eunos to find this, because he was prioritizing item instead of boss, and it just kind of worked out that way. Yeah, Eunos is going for the 4. That of the choices, that's the best one he's got, unfortunately. Yeah, it's if you were doing 6 at this point, maybe you would do that. Bow nose. I would watch those commercials at least once. Eunos is going for the troll fairy requirement in 4. But no, the fairy block is just for a dead end, alas. Ellendar has found Guma, so gonna be moving on from 5. And at this point, I would imagine Ellendar's going to 3. That's the play that would make the most sense. 3 and 4 right next to each other. So Ellendar's just a little behind Eunos at this point. Basically, a full P3, well, 2/3 Palace 3 clear, because Ellendar has seen the 1 dead end in there. And then a P4, basically everything. Is Eunos going to find every single dead end before item? Quite possibly. He knows where the boss is. Yeah! That's good times right there. Oh no. Glove was in 5. It would be actually really interesting if Ellendar went back to 6, knowing that he knows where the BGT room is. But 3 is definitely the play. It's not going to give you anything other than a cross, but it's definitely what you should be doing. Alright, P4, why do you suck? I mean, Ellendar could possibly save time by having a better P4. I know, that is the sad thing. But if it is a spell item, you gotta check it on the chance that it is Reflect. Even if it's the kid and you have to go all the way across the world. Although Darunia was the first town they saw in the east, so it wouldn't be too bad to check. It is visible straight from the rap tile, so we got that going for him, if it is the kid. Rudo was right by start. Eunos is trying to figure out where this item is. I think he's seen every dead end and the boss room, and a 1 left dead end even. So there's some weird path that goes left. I'm guessing left at the very bottom of the drop somewhere, and then maybe further left? I don't know. It's going back up here. Was there another path up here you didn't take? I thought it just went left, left. Oh, I guess there is. I saw the one left dead end. Is it a left dead end and then it loops right? Well, what a cheeky game. Alright, Fairy blocked 4. Not that it matters because they basically started with Fairy with the Rauru having it, but yeah. Okay then. It's probably going to take Ellendar quite a while to find this item. You don't normally go straight for the Fairy block path. Typically would fall, I guess. Ellendar could surprise me. P4. Just Fairy through everything, no one not really caring. Oh man. Hammer. So Hammer kind of sends you on a wild goose chase all over the world. New Kasuto is located in an inconvenient spot. But that would probably be the place to go. Yeah, a little bit trolly. It is Zelda 2, so you kind of expect that. I'm guessing Eunos is probably going to try to get to New Kasuto. Always blame FC. FC is always at fault for any siege you generate. Or you could blame Dig Shake. Dig Shake is also a good guy to blame, I think. Okay. Ellendar is going to be tying up the gem count, but Eunos got the hammer. The sad thing is hammer might not even be it. It probably is. Likely is. But if the game then says, you know what, this hammer is actually garbage, that could happen. It would be very sad. Eunos says, you know, decent chance of... Oh. Yeah. Let's not even talk about that hint. I think we're fine. Yay, hearts! So I'm guessing the last magic container will be blocked behind Spell. That's my guess. And the spell in here, let's go for... Let's see, Life. Life would be the most irrelevant spell. Because Life is fire. So let's see Life. I'm not sure what Ellendar's doing. Oh, alright. Well, fair enough. So Eunos is just gonna go beat a guy, go into a palace, and then wander around it until Dark Link is dead. Eunos is in I'm done with this seed mode. Yes. The only thing that could possibly hinder that would be upstab block, which rare, almost never happens. I don't know that we've seen that in the tournament so far, perhaps once. I haven't watched all the matches. I think Ellendar's looking for Hammer Cave. Well, Death Mountain into Hammer Cave. That's not going to turn out well for Ellendar. Alright, Karok is free. freest Karok of all. If you want tips on beating Karok, I would direct you to Buzz Thunder, who had a very quick Karok fight. This fight, on the other hand, is not quick, and Karok is a jerk. Hammer Cave, where is Hammer Cave? I mean, Ellendar could spend like 20 minutes searching this place. You just never know with Death Mountain. Could be behind one single pass-through cave, and you could spend just so long trying to find it. I mean, it's typically not a bad idea to try the ones near you, I guess, if you're missing an item. But, yeah. I mean, it's conceivable that Eunos can beat all of GP and Ellendar would still be searching cave after cave. Depending on GP. Sometimes GP can be a little annoying. It's not often that you actually get to walk at the very top. Usually they block that off, but no, you get to go into a little cave. Be a little sad. It's not Hammer Cave. How do you get to Death Valley? Is it actually through a pass-through? I suppose. Must be. I know it was one of the last things, almost last thing that Eunos found over here in the east. Yeah. In we go. Just do some fairy feet. Eunos is a pro. He uses those feet. In we go. 1-12-12, basically. Alright, gotta kill Thunderbird. Should be no issues with 6, 6, and 6. You got Fire Life, you got Reflect, you got plenty of jars and whatnot. And we're just going. All the enemies are small and tiny. At least in this waffle room. There are waffle rooms in the bracket stages that will have mixed large and small, and yeah, they can get a little bit nasty. Eunos no jump spell, so you just kind of have to soldier your way through them. Oh, that's what GP's gonna do, huh? Immediate Thunderbird, huh? Well, basically immediate. That means Dark Link is basically a wild goose chase. I mean, in theory, it could just be one split and then Dark Link. Just going for the multi-hits here. Oh, just whiffs it. Thunderbird just ain't having any of this shenanigans. Almost dead. Attack 6 is pretty good. Well, after Dark Link, you're just done, so they just click that it's over. Thunderbird, you still have a while. Oh, there's a drop. So immediate right cannot be Dark Link, but it could be an elevator room that then goes to Dark Link. Alright, the right of this cannot be Dark Link. But it could be a split. You know, it's basically looking for, okay, 2 drops. They both are progression. So that's curious. Hello. I have no life. Ellendar does find Hammer Cave. So Eunos is now at a point where Dark Link could be any room. Yeah, the magic probably is a good thing to have, given life spell and all that fun stuff. And really, fire's not terrible either. Shooting the fire can kill some stuff. So it's possible Eon Drop would be a quicker path, but it's no telling. So unfortunately for Ellendar, Hammer Cave had the kid, so Ellendar's going to be going to Darunia, which actually isn't too far, and once finds out that's not Reflect, it's going to have to reevaluate options here. And probably feel bad, because if you spend time finding Hammer Cave and it's not required, yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, the best possible spell, I guess, would be Shield, just because it does something that you might conceivably cast. I mean, Jump would also possibly be used at some point. Fairy Room, you know, it's totally ignoring the Fairy Room that we all know always leads to Dark Link in some fashion, even if it's backtracking right back out of it. Oh, all the Waffle Rooms. Waffle Rooms are so slow. Just have to get through those blocks. You got an annoying bird guy there, just saying hello. You know, it's doing very good to just totally block all those things, though. That's pretty nice. Well, the most worthless spell, Life, which you already have with Fire, has been obtained by trading in a kid. So what we've learned is that trading in a kid for a spell, sometimes that just doesn't work out for you. Now, is Ellendar going to go back to 4? 4 isn't too far from the raft spot, so I'd imagine yes. Better to just keep the kid? Yeah, I mean, kid's probably worth at least 100 grand in debt. I don't think Thunderbird wants any part of that. Thunderbird is just kind of chilling out, flying around deep in a palace, trying to hide. Backtrack to the left at Fairy. I wonder how deep would Eunos have to be to consider going down the Eon Drop? Which, you know, would just kind of be also kind of a troll. But maybe it's quicker. And at least you know what drop it went to. But there's there's also value in just knowing that in this section there's only one way and this way has to go somewhere. Ellendar's going to spend a while in this floor because, oh, Ellendar is going up here and ferrying. But if the same path is taken that Eunos had, which is up the elevator, gotta wonder if Ellendar will go back down and left. If Ellendar goes back down that elevator and checks left, be in a good spot to at least do some things. Oh man. Eunos is just having a good old time in this palace. Yep, good old time. Thunder. A thunder cast. Don't know if I was expecting to see that. Yeah, I mean, you're invading their home, so I feel they're justified in trying to kill you. Just a little bit. I believe Ellendar will be finding a hammer here shortly. Then it's a question of what does Ellendar do? Cautiously optimistic about where Eunos is now? Maybe? I mean, in theory, if Ellendar is able to get this hammer... Oh, wow. Very nice by Eunos there. And if Ellendar takes the Eon Drop, and Eon Drop just goes right, Dark Link, with a previous up elevator or something silly, I mean, that wouldn't take too long. Does have to go all the way to New Kasuto. I mean, Eon Drop can't be the only answer, but it could definitely be the quicker path. Because Eunos could be spinning through 500 rooms of GP here, and then find like the drop that takes you into the same area as where the Eon Drop would have taken you. Speaking of, here's a drop. So Ellendar is actually checking boulders. Any medicine or trophy find would just be a delay. Does find the last match container of the seed. Loops! Huzzah! Oh man, that's... oof. Yeah, enemy was already dead. So there's one more path somewhere, probably a left that goes into the L7 drop, and then that drop would take you to where Eon goes, probably? It might be quicker at this point to go Eon. Maybe. If Eon drops you, well, I don't know. It could be that this is just a very confusing palace. And there's some offshoot path somewhere in here. I mean, the thing is, Eunos took a drop after Thunderbird. The drop after Thunderbird has to link somehow to Dark Link. And there was no drop destination basically where Eon Drop was. So he can't drop back to before Eon Drop. So somewhere in here is a path. Eon Drop is not the only answer. It might be extremely quicker, but it just can't be the only answer without that drop destination back in the beginning somewhere. Unless I missed one, but I don't think so. I mean, when you've been spinning around GP for a while, it starts to get a little annoying. Yeah. We didn't see any drop destinations, so as far as I'm aware, the game's not going to require you to up A. So at some point in here, Eunos will find something. What is Ellendar doing now? The answer, not going to Nukasudo. Okay, so there's that drop. Okay. So there's a drop destination right before Dark Link. I wonder where Eon Drop goes. But Dark Link is basically free. Oh, he's going for the fight. Alright. GG to Eunos. Ellendar has unfortunately forfeit. Alright, we are joined by Eunos and Ellendar. GG's.
GG's? I think Eunos is still deafened, but...
Yeah. So, Ellendar, basically, what you missed, once you got Hammer, you just had to go to Nukasudo.
Yeah, I didn't know where Nukasudo was. Like, I assumed it was just in a forest tile that I missed, and because like I had checked everywhere, so I knew it wasn't like a raw town. And I'm like, okay, well, I just have to hunt down the hammer, and of course looked literally everywhere except for the spot that the hammer was.
Yeah, the Death Mountain dive was especially punishing.
That was well, with Death Mountain, I figured I still needed Reflect, and I almost certainly needed the hammer. And so the only places left were 4 and Death Mountain, and they were both terrible, and I figured it was a coin flip.
Oh, you could have gone back to 6.
Yeah, about that.
So Nukasudo was right before the Peabag Cave area in the east. I guess you never walked into it. It was in the middle of the swamp.
Ah, it's exciting. That was a big swamp.
Oh, there's a lot of swamp. Hey, Eunos, what's up?
Hey, there was a lot of swamp. Hi. GG.
Yeah,
GG.
GG. So, how would you rate the swamps in this seed?
I didn't come up with like a clever enough way to really rip on how much I don't like the seed.
I'd put it at 4 dig shakes out of 5.
That's a pretty good way to rate it.
4 out of 5. Yeah. Given the spell situation, that seems fitting.
Also, the
Yeah.
swamp.
The swamp, yeah, it was very swampy.
Yeah. There wasn't a place where you could put the entire screen full of swamp at a time, so it wasn't that bad.
I think that's a 5 out of 5 dig shake when you're able to do that.
Yeah.
Our River Devil was blocking 1 tile, so that was great.
Yeah. Right after you get the flute, you're like, hey, there it is.
And then you go south and you find like a bunch of palaces, and you're like, yep, that flute though. How about the hammer?
I mean, literally the only spot I hadn't checked was 6 when I finally found it.
Yeah, that sounds gross. I think I would have quit so hard that maybe the entire tournament bracket would have been deleted by some mistake. I don't know. That's how I would have felt.
I figure if GP threw an upstab room like after 20 minutes in there, that might have been the result.
I mean, what do I have to play the seed for? I'm in the bracket anyway. Neither of us have to win. We could both go 2 and 3. Who cares?
Woo.
I mean, one of you might get Buzz Thunder, Dig Shake, one of those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a game.
It's yeah. So how was commentary?
Oh, it was fine. Just talking, wondering where our spell item will be. It was so free in the beginning too. Fairy, Thunder, Magic Key, Raft. Just like, hey, have all this good stuff.
Yeah, that's a big red flag, isn't it?
Probably. That stuff probably all got moved because it was blocked by Hammer initially. So it's like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah. That must be what it is.
It very well could have been. But Hammer and 4. I guess you had to fairy past the room too, so that's kind of a rarity.
Yeah, given the way that thing was laid out, the first time I was in the top of that jump the leap of faith room, I was like, okay, I'm fairying up to the top, but it still ended up full clearing before I found the right room.
I had gone right first and saw that the end of the drop was right at the beginning, and I'm like, nope.
Right. Yeah. Nope. I went anyway, but I knew what I was gonna find.
Any other special comments about the seed? Got any future plans for the day?
Back to Z1 practice.
Yeah, sounds great. All you should play, if you're looking for some sloppy second seeds, play the one that we raced earlier today. That was horrible, but it was at least a Zelda 1 horrible, not Zelda 2 horrible.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll look it up. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Was it bracket flags or?
It was a week 5er.
Yeah, those could be nasty.
Oh
yeah. Everybody loves shapes, right?
No, it was the horrible one. Oh man, it was so bad. I don't know. You're not really gonna play it, are you?
I very well might.
Okay.
I have been known to play horrible Zelda 1 rando seeds.
Well, it's the one on SRL listing, the last one I played, and it was like Larry, me, DM, and who else raced in that? BT. I beat BT by like 17 seconds, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a good one to play. Not.
Well, thanks for hanging out, racing, playing Zelda 2, your one time of the week now.
Thanks, man.
Maybe
Thanks for
see
your
you in brackets.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I guess it's single elimination at this point, right? Am I imagining that?
I hope.
Can we choose to make it single elimination, I guess?
I know how to do that. But anyway, yeah. A T-Law's Hacks race has been started right now.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, look at the
That sounds like trouble.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Did you just challenge me?
Maybe.
I don't
I
know if I'll
mean-
do it, but yeah.
I don't know
Alright.
that I will, but all right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like you guys have fun later.
Yep. Thanks for the restream.
Oh, no worries. ZeldaSpeedRuns is always happy to show off these amazing races. Speaking of amazing races, if you want to see future of them, make sure to follow our runners, our lovely commentator for today, and our trackers. They did an awesome job. And now we're gonna wrap it up. We will be back tomorrow with more awesome races. See you there. Good night. Bye.